Yo guys, welcome to a new video. Today we're talking about Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. You know, when I still was making videos in Dutch, I always opened with my title. Today we're taking a look at Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, but then in Dutch. But now it just sounds weird. Yo guys, and today welcome to a new video. Today we're taking a look at, so I'm just say, today we're talking about, what do you prefer? Let me know in the comments down below, because we can change this channel together. This is your input in this channel. Thanks for letting me know. Hey, I recorded this message. I recorded the, hey, welcome to this channel. Let's take a look at, or let's talk about. I recorded that 14 times yesterday because I just couldn't get the right feeling. And I made two videos yesterday. I made this video for Shang-Chi, and I made the video for after. And when you're 8 years on YouTube, you kind of start going into a routine. You're setting up your camera, you're setting up your lights, you're setting up your audio, and all is well, all is good. You check your audio if you're recording, you check the camera if recording, but even after 8 fucking years, I still fucking forget to put an SD card in the camera. So I've recorded 2 videos without even recording the 2 videos. And it was annoying because now my videos were not online. Yeah, I had to delay those 2 videos, and I literally can't make my plans for next week anymore because I'm going on vacation, so I can't make videos on vacation, so I wanted to do that today. But now I figured out that I do have to record this stupid video today again. So yeah, I love Marvel, but jeez. If you're new to this channel, let me just say for a second that I'm not always this stupid. I do have some good things to say too. It's not just me being stupid and being dumb. It's mostly that, but it's not only that. I'm actually kind of smart if it comes to Marvel or DC, because I love those 2 things. And just so you know, when I'm talking and suddenly I fall over, don't be surprised. I have something with my knee and it wouldn't fix itself, so I tend to fall over sometimes. I am walking, I am talking, I am laughing, and suddenly I am falling. But before that happens, it was fun to see Shang-Chi in the movie theater because unlike Black Widow was also released in Disney Plus, so not everyone went to the theater to see this movie. But Shang-Chi is only in the theater for 45 days, so we actually all have to go to the theater. So I was literally in a quite jam-packed theater to watch the movie together, and it was an awesome feeling. It's a feeling I didn't have in a long time, because not everyone tends to go back to the theater on the moments I go to the movies, but I did manage to see Fast and Furious 9 quite early, so the movie theater was jam-packed then. So this is the second movie in 3 months in opening theaters that I have been in a quite jam-packed movie theater, and it was awesome because everyone was laughing their asses off on the right moments, and for the rest they shut the fuck up. So it was literally a quite nice surprise to see that in the movie theater with other people, and people were paying respect. So yeah, this is not my review yet. I will start the review in a second, because I just want to say, if you're new to this channel, this is the way I do it. It's awesome, it's fantastic, it's not like Austin Berg, Jeremy Jans, Chris Tuckman, or Sean Shannon talks about. It's this fantastic style. If you haven't seen it and you want to see more about it, go watch my review on the Velocipaster. It's a complete joke, but you get the point. Let's start with Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Haven't you seen the movie? Please come back later. I usually don't tend to spoil, but their cut slipped something through my mouth, so bear with me. I don't tend to spoil, but when it happens, don't blame me. You had time to watch this movie. And after that, the review starts. So hey, welcome to the story! And I do have to say that the story for this movie is quite well written. And I mean that it doesn't bore you to death. It's not like you have seen everything before. It's not the most surprising and the most new thing they're telling here, but it's great in the way they tell it. I mean, it's a new hero in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and if you're thinking that this movie doesn't feel like it belongs together with the rest or with the multiversal story that Marvel is trying to set up here, look again, because this movie has it all. This movie actually is quite jam-packed with Easter eggs to the wider Marvel universe, so that's great, because there's a character that literally says that we live in a world where half the universe just vanishes in a second, so that was awesome. And that first post-credit scene, but it's great in the Marvel Universe style, but is it a great standalone project? Yes, I do think you can watch this on its own without having, you have to see the rest of the Marvel Universe, of course. But for newcomers, this could be a fun way to start. It's not like you have to start here and then watch the rest. If you go with somebody who's fan of the Marvel Universe and you watch Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, this movie will get you excited for the rest of the MCU. So that is a great job on the storytelling. You don't have to see the rest of Marvel to like this movie. It's a great movie on its own, and it will get you excited for the rest. But there is always a but, of course. Not everything about this movie is great. I mean, the third act, it's awesome, but it's quite jam-packed and quite full and quite grand scale, and it could have been toned down a bit because it was maybe too big in the end. Also, this movie is very flashback heavy, and not that that's a problem because the flashbacks actually have a purpose in this movie, but I always have something against the flashbacks because they get me completely out of the story. Here, they serve a purpose for the story, but you have movies where the flashbacks are just there. That's not the case in this one, but I don't know, it's still not something that I really, really love. And I do have to say that the movie starts out of nowhere, because, and I mean that not by the literal beginning, because it's a great montage of what has been over the past 1,000 years, and that was great. It sets up a villain, and that is awesome, but it's the thing with Simu Liu when he starts acting in this movie. It just, out of nowhere, he is in a bed, he gets up, he works, he gets back, and then the movie starts with all the action, and you never get out of the action. It's great action, but there wasn't a lead up to why the bus attack started. You learn it along the way, but it was a punch in the face, and I didn't. It's not that I didn't love it; it's that I liked it, but it started out of nowhere. Well, that didn't come out as easy as I thought it would. Hey, bear with me, I'm learning. For the story, I give 165 to 200. The characters are the same as the story, they are well written. Here too, not everyone is great, but most of them are awesome. Let's start with our lead character, Simu Liu, Shang-Chi, and I do have to say that I was kind of worried for his character, because when the trailer dropped and every other trailer dropped, it was not Simu Liu, Shang-Chi that I was most interested in, it was the Mandarin, it was Tony Leung's character, Wenwu. And I do have to say that this movie started out of nowhere, it is this, because I really didn't care about Simu Liu's Shang-Chi in the beginning. It was an okay character, but I didn't love him, he was just there with the rest. It was only near the end of the movie that I thought it was really getting awesome. His character was great and Simu Liu plays it perfectly. I liked his character from the beginning, but from the second act to the third act, I began to love his character, and it was great. The Mandarin was great, and Wenwu was a great villain, and that's the best villain in Marvel history are not the villains who just want to take over the world. It are the villains that have a motive for what they're doing, and Wenwu is one of those villains. The thing I'm trying to say is you get why they are doing it, you just don't agree how they are doing it, and for Wenwu, this is the prime example of why he's a great villain. Other villains who fall in that category are Killmonger, who is an awesome villain, and Thanos, who's a perfect villain. And of course, let's not forget that the trailer showed us Abomination versus Wong in a cage fight, and I do have to say I was very disappointed in that part of the movie, because the entire fight of Wong and Abomination and the entire thing for Abomination is literally in the trailer. You see around 3/4 of the entire fight in the trailer alone. It's a blink and you'll miss it, and it could have been a little bit more significant to the story. And as I said before, the characters returning in the post-credit scene were awesome, and Ben Kingsley is back, and Ben Kingsley is mwah. He was easily the best part of this movie because his character was just so awesome. We haven't seen him since Iron Man 3, and we're now seeing him back for the first time, and it's awesome, it's great. I love his character, I love what they did with him in this movie. It's awesome and it's great in every way. But I do have to say that I didn't care about the sister that much. Katie was okay, but the sister was okay. I just didn't care, and I'm sorry. Characters get a solid 170 to 200. Then I'll throw my style score at you, and I do have to say this movie has great style. Let's start with the fight scenes. The choreography for those things is magnificently beautiful. These fights are maybe some of the best fights in the entire MCU because it is choreographed so awesomely. Not only that, but the cinematography for this movie and the way they shot everything is awesome too. It really elevated and helped the story. Colors were awesome, shots were awesome, locations were awesome, set pieces were awesome, costumes were awesome. It was all awesome. And the pacing of this movie was really good too. It went by really fast. It didn't feel like 2 hours and a quarter, but I do have to say this movie could have done just fine with just 2 hours of runtime. Those latter 10 minutes, it could have been shortened a little bit. And I do have to say that I didn't like the music that much, and by that I mean it was good music when I was watching the movie, but it's not I can't remember any of it. At this moment, I do not know what the theme is for Shang-Chi, what the theme is for this movie, and what the theme is for the Mandarin. I literally can't remember anything. It was good music when I watched it, but now I just forgot what it was. And that's too bad. For style, this movie gets 125 to 150. Also, this movie isn't the most surprising movie ever. It's not like you've never seen anything like it before. You've seen quite a lot what was happening right here. But it was fun, and they did it in a good way. It was not annoyingly predictable. It was just fine. It was just good. Surprisement, 60 to 100. And then for the acting and the actors, I loved Ben Kingsley. He was easily the best part about this movie. Tony Leung did a great job. Awkwafina wasn't annoying for a change. And Simu Liu really did his best for this movie. He was actually really good. He started out worrisome, but he got better near the end, and I actually can't remember or can't see another actor doing what Simu Liu did for this role. So he did a great job. The rest, like the sister and the mother and the aunt, they were all okay. Acting, 120 to 150. The critics like this movie too. They give it a 71 to 100. I think that's a little bit too low. I'll give it a 40 to 50. And yeah, this movie was quite entertaining. I give it 4 stars in the hearts or 45 to 50. Brings the total score for this movie on a 796 to 1000 or an 8 to 10. Have you seen this movie? Let me know in the comments down below. How did you like it? How did you hate it? Maybe you didn't like it at all. Let me know because I'm really excited to hear your opinions about it. Leave a like, leave a subscribe, share this video with all your friends, and I'll see you back in the next video. Goodbye.